Good afternoon, and thank you so much for joining us here for Construction and Industrial Technology Division Academic Day here at Pitt Community College. We're so happy that you joined us for the presentation, and we're looking forward to sharing information with you about how we can help you get educated and empowered for success. My name is John Career. I'm the Director for the Office of Recruitment and First Year Experience here at PCC, and we're delighted to connect with you no matter where it is that you are here in this world, because we're doing this here in a virtual format. We're also going to be recording this presentation, so we're looking forward to being able to share this information, not just here with you, those of you with us that are here live, but also to anybody else who has either an interest in construction and industrial technology, or maybe you're admitted and you're looking forward to those next steps and what you need to do next. That's what this presentation is all about, is to hopefully give you an inside look on what it's like to be in the CIT programming here at PCC and how to make a successful transition to our college. So we have some special guests that we're going to be bringing on here in just a moment. But since our audience consists of both prospective as well as admitted students to the college, we want to touch on very briefly just the process by which everyone will be joining Pitt Community College. So no matter where you are in the process, we want to make sure we cover all those bases for you. So a little bit of information about PCC, maybe some things that you didn't know about our college, is that this is Dr. Lawrence Rouse, who is our 5th president in our 60-year history here at PCC. I wish I could have him join us for every single one of these sessions, and I'm sure that if his schedule would allow it, that he would do the same. But I am so glad that we've had such consistent leadership over the past 60 years, and that has contributed to our overall success and our economic impact here in Pitt County. We have right here in your own backyard here in Pitt County, the 6th largest institution in the 58 community college system network across the state of North Carolina. That sounds really big. When I tell students that for the very first time, they always think that, well, PCC is a small community college that I can just go to, very conveniently. And that's true. We offer that small town, small college experience, but we are the 6th largest in overall enrollment. So we're really happy to have so much interest in our college. And a lot of that interest does center around our CIT programming. Now, even though those numbers sound really large, the average class size here at PCC is only about 20 students. So whether you're in high school right now, or maybe you are joining us after having been away from school for a little bit, that was likely the average class size that you had in your own high school prior to coming to college. So your instructors, especially in the CIT programming, they're going to know your name. They're going to take attendance. You're going to know who they are. You're likely going to be on a first name basis with many of them. And they're going to be your guides through this educational journey so that we can make sure that you get all the training, all the skill sets necessary to be successful in the professional working world. We have over 80 different programs for students to choose from when they arrive at PCC. We're going to be talking specifically about our CIT programming, but there are crossovers to all the other academic programs we provide here at PCC, especially when it comes to the ability to transfer to a 4-year institution through our CIT programming. I don't want to take away too much of their thunder, but that's something that you're going to hear about here in just a few minutes. Oh. Sorry about that. Finally, we do offer an extended pathway for you to be able to complete your degree program with us through either in-person or online learning. So you have the opportunity to complete those classes at a flexible rate. That means that you're able to complete your coursework when you're able to complete it within the time frame that we're providing, of course, in what we call hybrid courses, meaning that you're able to meet in person with your instructor and then complete your coursework in an online format. If you want all online, there's a good opportunity that we could probably make some of that happen, but the majority of your coursework is going to be taking place in person because we pride ourselves on the ability to connect with you and get you some hands-on experience in learning these trades and skill sets. A little bit about the academic programming inside of the CIT program. Don't want to take too much away from what they're going to be sharing with you here in just a few minutes, but these are the curriculum programs we provide within the CIT division. Everything from AC to welding, all points in between. So you can see a complete list there for you. You may notice that there is an asterisk next to skilled trades. Skilled trades are designed as non-credit courses, meaning that you're able to get training that will relate to your current profession. If you'd like to go directly into the workforce, that's what those skilled traits are designed to do. Then you're going to learn a little bit more about what those skilled trades entail here in the next couple of minutes with our panelists that are going to be joining us here momentarily. We have very popular programs within our CIT division, not just popular for the division itself, but popular overall here at the college. So we're really excited to be able to share some information about that with you. Applying to PCC could not be simpler. So if you've already completed this step, congratulations, and we're looking forward to welcoming you here very soon for the upcoming term. However, if you have not completed this step, it's really just 3 different steps. Basically, you complete what we call a residency determination process, you apply for admission, and we receive an official transcript from you. Once you've completed those 3 steps, you're going to get a text message and follow-up email back letting you know that you've been admitted to the college and that you're ready for your next steps in regards to registering for classes and completing new student orientation. Typically speaking, within about 5 to 7 business days, we can get a message to you letting you know that you've been admitted once we have those 3 things. All you have to do is visit the Pitt Community College website at pittcc.edu and click on the Apply Now link. I've given you an example right there on the screen for you to refer back to. The picture beneath that button is an example of what you will receive via text message and email as far as your admission letter. Your admission letter is going to contain your student ID information. It's going to have your student email account, but most importantly, it's going to give you the name and contact information of your student success advisor. Your first time being here at Pitt Community College, you're going to be assigned to what we call a student success advisor. This person is going to be your guide throughout the first year of your enrollment here at PCC. So Ms. Jessica Blake and Ms. Amelia Bain, they are the experts when it comes to advisement for CIT programming. So they're going to be your person that you can call on, that if you have questions about your program, you want to make some changes to your courses, or maybe you need to withdraw and get enrolled in something different, whatever that might be, they can help you out through that entire process. We assign you to your student success advisor based on the first letter of your last name. So Ms. Blake covers everybody from the last names A through L. Ms. Bain covers everybody M through Z. So their contact information is up here on the screen as well. So if you're taking any notes, or maybe you want to screen cap this on your mobile device, this is a great time to do that. Make sure you keep this in the back of your pocket, because they're going to be the people reaching out to you once you've been admitted to the college, asking you about your availability. When are you able to come to class? Are you working? Let's build a class schedule around when you're available to come to school. That's where they want to meet you, is trying to figure out where your school schedule is going to fit into your own personal life. Paying for college, of course, one of the big aspects of attending a community college is the affordability that we provide. We've got the tuition rate here on the screen for you. It has not changed in the past I think 4 years, and there are no signs that it's going to change anytime soon. $76 per credit hour is what you will find when it comes to paying your college tuition. Now, when you talk about between 12 and 15 credit hours, what you would need for full-time student status, that can range anywhere from around a little bit over $900 to maybe just south of $1,200. So that's for every single semester that you're enrolled here. An associate degree takes 2 years to complete, essentially 2 fall terms, 2 spring terms, and a summer semester in between. So when thinking of your budget and trying to calculate what you need to have in order to pay for your education, or if you need to report back to your employer, if your employer is going to give you some tuition assistance, make sure you keep those numbers in the back of your mind. Other variables that we are not accounting for in this estimation are things like your activity fee, your computer use and technology fees, your parking fees, and most importantly, your textbooks and supplies. Supplies for students within our CIT programming, they can range depending on what sort of skill set you're going into. Buying a hood with a jacket and gloves for the welding program, that's going to be a different cost versus a student who has to pay for a compass and rulers and things that you would need for architectural design. So make sure that, again, keep that in the back of your mind, that those are going to be things that you're going to be expected to help pay for when paying for your college tuition. Now, We want to help you in paying for your college tuition as much as we possibly can. So if you're still writing down notes, I need you to make sure that you are writing this part down. This is incredibly important. The free application for federal student aid, FAFSA. FAFSA. If you are a high school senior, you're probably sick to death of hearing about this. So I apologize for having to hit you over the head with it again. But 004062 is the school code that you'll need to plug into your FAFSA application in order for us to receive your application and allocate your grant funding to you. Most students, when they complete the FAFSA application, more than half, they end up qualifying for what we call the Pell Grant. The Pell Grant is free money from the federal government to come to college. That's it. Free money for you to pay for your college tuition. So by completing that application, that allows us to unlock those fees and get those awarded to you to pay for your college education for the upcoming academic year. Other ways that we want to help offset those costs, and all three of these tie back to the FAFSA. So it's important that you have that completed. First off, the Pitt Community College Foundation scholarships. We offer those annually between February and April. Those applications are available then. If you missed the window this time, it's okay. During your continual enrollment here at Pitt, you're going to have the chance to apply for additional scholarships as you move forward. But those scholarships are awarded every academic year, so keep an eye out for those invitations. If you've been admitted to the college, you've already been getting those emails all the way throughout the process. So don't disregard, don't delete these messages you're getting from PCC. They all contain very important information. Next point I want to make sure I make is about the Bulldog Promise Scholarship. Now, this is for those of you who are watching the presentation today that have completed what we call Career and College Promise courses, courses that you've taken during your enrollment in high school, those classes that you're taking for free here at PCC. If that's you and you've taken at least a bare minimum of 12 credit hours, about 4 classes, and maintained a 2.5 GPA here in Pitt County, you will qualify for the Bulldog Promise Scholarship. You remember those 2 falls and the 2 springs that I referred to in completing your associate degree? The Bulldog Promise is going to cover your tuition and fees throughout your entire enrollment. So you've already been enjoying those free classes at the high school level. We want to continue that free ride through the Bulldog Promise Scholarship. It won't cover your summer fees if you plan to take any summer classes, but hopefully you won't need them since you already have a semester taken care of before you ever set foot on campus. Finally, if you are watching this as a high school senior who is part of the class of 2022, let me get your attention for just a second, because in completing the FAFSA application as a North Carolina resident, you will automatically be screened for the Long Leaf Commitment Grant. The Long Leaf Commitment Grant was assigned by the governor of North Carolina to assist students in paying for their college tuition throughout the pandemic. We have had a little bit of extra funding available to PCC, so he extended that to the class of 2022. So anywhere between $700 and $2,800, most students are able to qualify for that on a sliding scale, depending on what your needs are and what you report on. What is the most important aspect? Again, going back to that FAFSA, all 3 of these points pull information from what you report on your FAFSA application. Other ways that we want to make sure that you feel supported in your transition to college. Real quick, I just want to make sure that you're aware that if for whatever reason you have a subject that you struggle in, whether it be English or math, or it could be a foreign language or science, what have you, you don't have to run out and find a tutor. The Tutorial and Academic Success Center is a free service that you have at your disposal here at PCC to assist you in getting those key concepts and all those different courses I just mentioned. Most of your general education classes all provide some sort of tutorial opportunity through the task. We love an acronym here in community colleges. So if someone says you need to visit task, that means they're trying to get you to go seek help with our Tutorial and Academic Success Center. The PCC library is inside of the Clifton Everett building. It is right next door to those task modular units. And the library is a great place that I like to tell students that if you just need to get out of the house, if your roommate's bugging you or they're being too loud, and you just need to be able to find somewhere quiet to be able to study your coursework and complete it successfully, the library is a great resource to utilize. It has computer labs located throughout the entire building. They also have individual study classrooms as well, so that if you just need to lock out all distractions and really focus on what's in front of you, the library is a great place to do that. PCC was recently recognized as what we call a center by the Center of First Generation Student Success as a first gen forward institution, meaning that we are kind of a specialist when it comes to working with students who are attending college as part of being basically that maybe they're the first member of their family coming to college, or maybe their parents attended and never finished. You are what we consider a first generation student. So we have special supports, wraparound services in place to help assist you in making the transition to and successful completion of your college experience. The Office of Accessibility, going back to the library, inside the library is the Office of Accessibility, where if you had any kind of like a 504 plan, or if you had an IEP when you were in high school, or if you have a documented learning disability. I talk with students all the time that when they come to PCC, they think that, well, that was high school me. I don't want to continue those accommodations when I get to college. I'm here to tell you today that those accommodations are going to be needed more than ever when you come to college. So I want to encourage you that if you meet any of those criteria, please connect with the Office of Accessibility. They can work with you and make sure that you have those accommodations, and they'll work through all of your instructors and contact each of them so that they know that you would like to receive that additional support. Lastly, as far as support services are concerned, I'm really excited to announce that students that are coming in for the fall, you'll have the ability to register for new student orientation very soon. We'll have sessions offered throughout the months of June and July for you to come in person to complete your orientation process and get that one-on-one experience that you're looking for. Let me roll back here just a second. So part of your student experience here at PCC includes the opportunity to get engaged with our student clubs and organizations. We have over 50 that you can choose to be a part of. Everything from honor and social societies, different ways to build your leadership. Let me get your attention on these real quick for just a second, because you're probably thinking, why is going to a student club or organization important in the first place? We have found that statistically speaking, believe it or not, students that get engaged with a club or an organization are statistically more likely to be successful inside the classroom. That means if you're invested in your college experience, you're going to put more time and effort into it. So we want you to build your leadership, build those experiences, help serve the community through these clubs and organizations. They look really great on a resume. When you start applying for jobs in the future, these things will set you apart from other applicants that you're competing against for these positions when you start applying for jobs. So make sure to keep that in the back of your mind. You're going to get invitations to connect with them at New Student Orientation this summer. Lastly, as we get ready to wrap up and start handing it off to our panelists, I always like making sure that students are aware that Pitt Community College is a Division II school inside of the NJCAA. So we offer varsity athletics for men's baseball, men's basketball, women's fast pitch softball, and women's volleyball. If you are a high school junior, this is a great time to go ahead and start reaching out to our coaches to get connected with them on the recruitment process and figure out what the steps are in order to join. If you've not been approached by a coach, that's all right. We also offer walk-on opportunities throughout the year as well. It's important to monitor your MyPittCC email if you do plan to compete, because those open walk-on opportunities will be sent to you through your PCC email. All right, and with that, we are going to pass the microphone figuratively over to our Construction and Industrial Technology Division. Mr. Alvin Frazier, who is the main recruiter for our CIT division, is here with us today to share a little bit of information about CIT as a whole. And we even have a little bit of a virtual tour that we're going to take you through as far as some of the facilities that we provide. So, Mr. Frazier, take it away.
Okay, John, trying to figure out why this thing won't start my video, but there we go. Glad I could be with everybody today and talk to you a little bit about the Construction and Industrial Technology Division. I am the recruiter here. My experience was in the background, working in public high schools, teaching kids trades. So coming here was a nice transition for me to be able to come and see the college level and be able to transition students like you from high school into the college. So first thing we're going to do, though, as we get ready here is go to our next slide and talk a little bit about the different areas. Construction and industrial technology programs consist of air conditioning, heating, refrigeration technology, architectural technology, automotive systems technology, and diesel technology, with light-duty diesel being like automobiles, not heavy equipment, those types, tractors, whatever. Light-duty diesel is automobiles. Building construction technology, computer integrated machining, electrical systems, electronics engineering, horticulture, industrial management, industrial systems, mechanical engineering, welding technology, and the skilled trades. And one thing I'd like to clarify, a lot of times we kind of get lost in is what we talk about as engineering. We have a lot of students that come in and want to be engineering students. They say, I want to be an engineering student, not realizing that we have two types of engineering here at Pitt Community College, one being electronics engineering and the other being also with mechanical engineering. And then we have a pre-engineering that comes under another department. So just kind of clarifying that with our engineering stuff, because we have a lot of students that come in here and say, I want to be an engineer. And they just don't really understand what engineering is all about. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to help introduce you to the CIT division by taking you on a little short visual tour of our facilities. This is our heating and air refrigeration technology, commonly referred to as HVAC. We give you a lot of basic knowledge here, help you develop skills necessary to work in not just residential, but light commercial systems. Topics include mechanical refrigeration, heating, cooling, electricals, PLC controls, safety. Our next area we're visiting right here is the automotive systems technology, which prepares you for work as a service technician, or what we call automobile mechanic. It provides an introduction to automotive careers, increases your awareness of these challenges, because we're in a very technological changing field right now. So we want everybody to be up on the latest things, automatic transmissions, engines. This is our lab that they work in right across the hall, is the classrooms. These types of things are important to you. This is a part of Petty's Garage, which will part of certain part of NASCAR. Sometimes I've seen our students up to some of those NASCAR camps. And it also will prepare you to take your ASE exam if you get through with this particular class and finish up with it. This is architecture technology. What we do in here is a curriculum, and it gives you individuals the skills to lead your employment in the field of architecture. Also, students will learn to start on a drawing board and advance to AutoCAD and Revit, a 3D modeling software. They also receive instructions in construction documents, preparation materials, methods, all of those types of things. The building construction technology curriculum is designed to help students with the overall building industry, as far as building residential homes, materials, trends, techniques. You've seen our houses out beside Sam's. This is one of our labs that are here on campus. We have two of those labs. The next is our electrical systems, where we're at right now. We talk about here by working in residential electrical. We also work in some commercial, the first building you saw. One of the main things we do is on-the-job training about maintenance and stuff in industry. You'll see we have a lot of PLCs and these types of things and workshops and those. So that's important too, that we can send you into industry and be able to work with some of those programming things in the industry through electronics and electrical engineering. This is electronics engineering technology in this area here. Students within the program will be qualified in several core electronics courses, such as basic AC and DC fundamentals, semiconductors, computer repair, electronic communications, just a lot of things that go on the inside of computers, and also other things that work through electricity. Our horticulture area here is a growing thing now. In fact, we're starting to add, this coming year, we're going to add in some turf management classes, which is going to be exciting. But the program's a 2-year associate degree program and can transfer you to 4-year schools like NC State and these types of places, so you can further that. In industrial management technology, this is more devised for students or people that are out already working in industry. They come in and they work on their supervisory skills because they want to move up in industry. So this is not really right out of high school, but it can be, but it's more geared toward people that are already employed in industry. So industrial systems, we're excited about industrial systems. I'll show you some stuff in just a few minutes. The curriculum is designed to prepare people for these basic skills. You're going to learn basic welding, electrical, hydraulics, pneumatics, rigging. That's just to name a few. That is the jack of all trades, as we call it here. And you go into these maintenance areas, and these guys get tremendous salaries. It's unbelievable the money they'll make, $60,000+. Computer integrated machining is a curriculum a lot of people are not really that familiar with because you don't see machinists a whole lot. But what they do is they're going in and they're learning how to use these power machining, computerized equipment, sophisticated inspection tools, so they can go in there and learn about how to make sure everything is to fine specs. In doing machining stuff, everything is very close to tolerance. So all these things have to be done digitally. That's why you see a lot of our machines like that. Mechanical engineering curriculum prepares you for employment in the field of manufacturing, as far as basically the technologies of robotics, using the equipment is out in the industry in manufacturing. So that's really important too. And this is a robotic welder here. This is a welding program, current curriculum for these guys. They get to use stick, MIG, TIG, robotic welding, cutting processes. These guys are going out here as well, making tremendous salaries. But once these guys pay after a couple of years, can be up in the $100,000 range. It depends on how much they want to work. So that's just a real quick tour of what we have in our labs. And we're so glad that I could share that with you today. But what we're fixing to look at now on our first slide, this is an outside looking of the new view of the new Industrial Systems Mobile Training Lab. It has all the latest training equipment packed in the state-of-the-art mobile lab unit that is transportable. We can carry this on-site to the industry. We can carry it on-site out to the high schools. It is a very nice addition to our industrial systems technology. It's training the workforce of tomorrow. That's what this thing is set up to do. All the stuff in here is state-of-the-art equipment. And so that's the main thing that we set focus on when we bought this piece of equipment. We call it equipment because it's full of equipment. But this mobile lab, and that was one thing that we wanted to be sure is that we could go to where we had to go to. If we could not be there, we could carry it to you. So that's mighty important because these things nowadays, that's the way to go. If you can go out to industry and do some training for them, that's a good thing to do. The next part, this slide coming up here, this actual movie coming up here, this is an interior view of this lab. It shows all the different training areas it can provide when it's set up on site. This is over a $1 million mobile training lab that can be carried to schools, on-site industry training, and wherever on-site learning needs to take place. All equipment you see or are seeing are the same training modules that we have set up for our students here on campus, except in a much larger scale in our campus labs. So what you're having the opportunity to see here is this is just a little bit of industrial systems technology. All the modules we have in our classrooms and labs here at school, and we take one or two of them individually and we can put them into this mobile lab here, and we can carry this mobile lab out campuses around the county, around the state. We actually thought about carrying to skills competition up in Greensboro, but we don't have the truck in yet to pull it with. So, but this is state of the art, and like I say, it's over a $1 million investment that we've made in doing this type of training. So Pitt knows that this is a big thing. So this is the reason that we invest these types of money in carrying what we can do and what we can learn out into the workforce. And, you know, that's the main thing. And from here, John, I'm just going to turn it over to my partner in crime, Lynn Griffin. And Lynn's going to take you from here.
Thank you so much, Mr. Alvin. We will pass the baton over to Ms. Lynn Griffin. She's here on behalf of the PCC Technical Academy.
Can you hear me, John?
I sure can. You're good to go.
Okay, because I didn't see my video. It was telling me that I didn't have availability for that. But it is good to, I would say, see you all, but virtually it's good to be here. And I wanted to talk some about our PCC PCS Technical Academy. It is a collaboration between both Pitt Community College and Pitt County Schools. We are supported, have been supported by many different grant contributors. The need for students to learn skills in all of the areas I'm going to speak about was just, something that we needed to make sure that we had funding so that we could make it available. So many people are either retiring from positions in these areas, or there is just more need for employees. So we wanted to make sure that we allowed our high school students to start learning in these areas before they graduated. So we've got 6 different technical academy pathways: air conditioning, heating, and refrigeration, architectural technology, biotechnology, computer integrated machining, electrical systems, and industrial systems. 5 of these 6, Mr. Frazier spoke a little bit about, and I'll talk a little bit more in depth about each of these. The greatest thing about this program is that it is completely free. We have students in high school taking college credits or taking classes towards college credits and towards their high school graduation requirements. So everything is supplied, even transportation. Pitt County Schools has bus access to any student who would like to participate. So there is no charge to students. So who is this program for? Right now, we are taking applications for next year. We are taking applications from current 10th graders. Students will start in the 11th grade, and they'll be with us for 4 semesters. So 2 semesters in their 11th grade and 2 semesters in their 12th grade year. As you saw the video that Mr. Frazier had, you are using technology here at PCC, and you're learning skills by putting your hands on equipment and practicing, and then you're able to go out in the workforce and know how to operate all these different things. The classes are at PCC from 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock. Students are here during their first and second period. So you don't go to your high school campus in the morning. The bus would bring you here. You can also drive if you do have transportation, but students are taken back to their high school for lunch, and then third and fourth period where they're going to take their core classes like their English, their math, social studies, and that. So you're still getting your high school requirements taken care of, but you are also earning college credit as well. We've got all of the 6 Pitt County high schools participating, as well as our early college. So a little bit about air conditioning, heating, and refrigeration. I think Mr. Frazier covered it pretty good, but these are actually some pictures of our students. They do anything from residential to commercial heat, air, and refrigeration. I really didn't think about it before I got into this office talking about these things, but I hear refrigeration is huge too. I look across the street at Pitt Community out the window, and I see a Zaxby's, I see Chick-fil-A. So there's lots of refrigeration systems there that have to be maintained and fixed. You don't want your freezer to go bad and have things like Chick-fil-A nuggets or waffle fries, anything like that go bad. So employers are going to pay for someone to come immediately so they don't lose that money. So that's a great area. Architectural technology. This is one of our students actually drawing out some house plans. In the middle picture there, you see where he's used a computer-aided software program to actually have that on the computer. These students learn anything from building codes. They have to know that everything is set right for the builders to come in and not have any problems with inspections and that sort of thing. The third program is biotechnology, and this one is a little bit different. It's not considered construction and industrial technology, but it is a field that is in great need for students to learn how to do all types of different lab processes and testing. Our students mainly work for pharmaceutical industries like Maine Pharma and Thermo Fisher. They can also work for physicians doing research. They can look into researching and helping create vaccines and medications. So a lot of job opportunities for biotechnology. The next program is computer integrated machining. And these students, in the very center picture there, those are our Student Excellence Awards, and they made those medallions to give to the students who earned that great privilege. They use great big, I was going to say large machines over there on the left-hand side of your screen, but they also use computer software to help program those machines and make sure that different things are made to specific specifications. Like our medallion there, you might need a new part for your car that's gone bad and maybe you can't get a part. A machinist could actually create that part for you. The next program is electrical systems. These students learn basic wiring for residential and commercial. They not only, might wire a new house like our PCC project houses that you might see by the Sam's Club on that side of campus, but they can also go into a home and troubleshoot and find electrical problems. In the center there is one of our ladies that was a student last year. She's almost finished with her 2-year associate's degree, but men, this is for ladies and men too. Don't think because you're a female that you can't go into these. Very good student she was. Top in her class for sure. Industrial systems, as Mr. Frazier said, you learn a little bit about everything, the jack of all trades, welding, some electrical, hydraulics. These students get great jobs in industry, maintaining facilities and equipment. And so they are in great need as well in our area, as well as these areas. These students could get jobs really anywhere in the country, probably all over the world, actually. So these are great fields to get into. Our application is very simple. We want to make sure you're on track to graduate high school on time, since you will be here with us your junior and senior year. And I think I failed to mention that after you graduate from high school, you only have about 3 semesters left before you earn your associate's degree. Right now, we have a senior in our heat and air program, and he's got a part-time job making well above minimum wage, and he has not even earned his associate's degree yet. So you can email me for a link to the application. It's a simple Google form. We just need to know a little bit about you, and then we get the process rolling with your high school counselor. If you want to learn more about our programs, follow us on social media. You can see some videos and photos of our students in action. So it'll help you learn a little bit more about these areas. Turn it back over to you, John.
Thank you so much, Ms. Griffin. I really appreciate you sharing some information about the Technical Academy. And thank you, Mr. Alvin Frazier, as well, for taking some time this afternoon to share details and give us a tour, which is really unique when we talk about the opportunity to present to you as a prospective or as an admitted student. It's not often that we get to take you around these facilities. We can't box the campus up and bring it out to you. It takes getting out here and getting your hands on it and actually seeing it in person. So we want to encourage you, if you haven't already applied yet, now is a great time to complete that process. We're getting those admissions decisions out very quickly. With that, we're going to start wrapping up for the afternoon. But before we do, I wanted to give you the chance that those of you that are in attendance, if you would like, if you have any questions that you want to have answered in real time as we're watching this presentation together, please feel free to go ahead and open up the chat box and go ahead and put those questions in there for us. And we will do our very best to have those addressed for you while we have you here today. Follow us on our social media networks, not just the Technical Academy. Pitt Community College also has their own Facebook, Instagram, YouTube channel, and Twitter account. So follow us on those major socials. And while we've been talking for going on 40 minutes now about all these wonderful things that we have going on here at Pitt Community College, there is one very critical and important aspect of our campus community that we are missing, and that's you. Watching this presentation, we need you out here at Pitt Community College. We want you out here with us so that we can not only get you educated and empowered for success, but earning enough money to make a life-changing impact on your future. We know, we've seen it firsthand, all three of us, Mr. Frazier, Ms. Griffin, and myself. We have seen students come in with very little ambition and not a whole lot of direction in mind. And by the time they complete our programming and get across that graduation stage, in most cases, they already have a 401k plan going. They've already got job offers. And the only reason why they're not already going to work on Monday morning is because they have multiple job offers that they're weighing out so that they can figure out which one's going to give them the best opportunity and, of course, the most money. So if anything that you've seen today appeals to you, if you have questions about the process for admission, or you want to get connected to Mr. Frazier or Ms. Griffin or myself, this email address, pccrecruitment@my.pittcc.edu, that's the best way to reach us. This email is open on my desktop all day long, so I'm always monitoring it, watching it, and responding just as soon as I possibly can. This telephone number is my direct line, so it doesn't go to a hotline or a call center. It comes straight to my desk. So if you have questions after this presentation that you need to have answered, please feel free to contact me. I'll be more than happy to help guide you through this process. And with that, we will go ahead and shut it down for the day because it looks like we don't have any other questions. We probably over-informed everybody, team. I think we've done a great job at covering just the surface on what you will find here as far as construction and industrial technology. We want to thank you for your time. We really appreciate you learning a little bit more about Pitt Community College, and we are looking forward to helping you get educated and empowered for success. Take care.